All right. Good evening, guys. I want to believe that you guys are here now and my screen is visible. Well, we have 3 minutes to go. I just decided to start it early so that we'll check some features and then to check against our network if the network will be on our side tonight. So let's wait for. Okay, no problem about this. Well, Zokoro Chamerian, you are welcome. Good evening, man. How was your day? Comedy Gen Z, you are welcome. Okay, you are all welcome. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Yes, Francis, success, Christian. Christian, you are welcome. I welcome every one of us. Wait a bit. Once it's 9 exactly, that is in the next 1 minute, we will start the class. I'm glad to see you guys here tonight. Uh, I hope, what's her name? Dora. Dora should join the meeting. Uh, Grace should join the meeting because I have something I want to do now, and I just hope they're active. I hope they will be active. And okay, so okay, Jeremiah, you're welcome. Okay, so this is CIT 104. Let's first gist ourselves about this course. Yes, thank you, Sadiq Miriam, for reminding them. It's important to give the video a thumbs up so that it helps others to locate it and know that it's important to them. So it doesn't have TMA. Oh goodness, my network is at it again. Not this night, please. No, 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 no. All right, so you guys are welcome. Yes, Dora, you are welcome. I've been asking for you. And where is Grace? I need you guys to join early because I want to do something and I hope you guys will be lucky this evening. Where is the other madam? Where's that madam? The person that I chatted about membership. I'll be giving out 5 membership now for free. And I just hope the people I want to give will be lucky because I'm not at the I don't have the grace to select the person or persons I want to give myself. YouTube will decide. But I want to give 5 free membership now before we go into the class. And I hope that those I really want to give will benefit. Where is Grace? Grace is not on ground. Mr. Case, you are welcome. Victor, you are welcome. Good evening. Adewale, good evening. Francis, good evening. All of you that are subscribers, I celebrate you. Thank you for being members of the channel. And I believe that you guys will not be disappointed. You will not feel like you just wasted your money because what we promise to give you, we will surely give. We'll make sure we read all our materials all through. Kemi Samuel, I noticed you subscribed today. Thank you. You are a member now. Welcome to the family. Yes, so let's do this. I will give the 5 membership now. I just hope those I want to really give will be lucky. Whoever get it, congratulations to you guys. Whoever get it, congratulations to you guys. Oh my goodness. Oh no 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 no. In fact, YouTube gave people I don't even know. Kai, what are we going to do to this thing like this? Oh, people I'm not interested in. I don't even know them. Those are the people this. Oh, this is something else. Kai. All right, those of you that got it, congratulations. So you have free membership for 1 month now. All right, so let's get to business while we are here. So I said we'll talk about the course before we go deep into it. This is CIT 104, Introduction to Computer, and it is a practical course. Let's first talk about the practical aspect so that you will know what you are expecting in this course. This course is not a course you will just read and pass alone. It has practical, and let me shock you, the practical is about 40 to 50% of the 100 marks that you have in the course. So the remaining 50% or 60, depending on how they decide to grade it this semester, but it's usually 60-40. That is, the exam is 60, practical is 40. And they may decide to do it 50-50. They can just decide any semester how they want to grade it. So it means you will need to attend a practical section for this course. The practical is very important. No practical, no result. Let me just start with that. Let's clear the ground first. Let's understand this first. No practical, no result. So you do not attend practical, you definitely will not get result. So even when you go to exam, and because you prepare for the course so well, you score 60/60. Thank you, Mr. Case. God bless you. And you score 60/60. If you do not attend the practical, I am sorry to inform you that your 60/60 will still come out as incomplete result. That is carryover, not carryover in the sense that you failed it, but carryover in the sense that you will still repeat the course. So it's not F, it's incomplete. So please, as much as you miss the practical section, this is not a course that is only meant for mass comm or for business admin. All 100 level second semester are meant to take it. Just like I said, it is introduction to computer. So how is the practical done? Let's start with that, because that is a vital part of it, and I know that is what most of you want to know. We may not dwell much on the course material tonight, but we want to know about the course. I know some of you have so many questions. Sir, how do we go about the practical? Where are we doing the practical? What is the practical all about? Blah 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 blah. Okay, let's answer the questions one by one. Okay, let me do this. If you have questions about practicals, sorry, about the practical aspect of this course, please drop the questions there, so that the questions you are dropping will be giving me hint on what to answer. Yes, Abigail, you are welcome. So we say we want to talk about the practical aspect of the course. The practical is about 40 to 50%. That is when you come to the grade. That is number one you should know. Number two is that it is not every study center that is a practical center. So this is what happened. If you are not in a mega city like Abuja or Lagos, if you are in a remote area or in an area where there is no mega center, I hope you know that non-study centers, we have those that we call the mega centers and those that are community centers. Community centers are limited. They don't usually have much resources like the mega centers. So for practicals, they have designated centers that they've chosen in each zone. You know, we have the north, the southwest, the northeast, the north central, you know, the eastern part and everything. So there is a way they will do it. They'll put some study centers under southwest. Let me use southwest for example. Ibadan, Lagos, Osogbo, Akure, that's just in Akure. All of you, you fall under, I think Ekiti too, you fall under Southwest. So the centers we have that host practical is Lagos and Osogbo. So you either leave Ibadan and go to Lagos for the practical, or you leave Ibadan and go to Osogbo, anyone that is closest to you or that you can easily navigate. That is where you go for the practical. Well, the practical is just a day, except none used to change system. You may get there this semester and they will say, okay, come today, then come tomorrow again, then come. But it's just a day. Once you attend a day, you mark your attendance sheet. You understand? You attend what was done. You get the assignments down. That okay. The only issue you also have is they will give a day for submitting the assignment. Like once they give the assignment today, they will say, okay, assignment submission for CIT104 is next week Thursday. What you will just do is make sure you do it before you travel back. Drop it down with maybe the faculty officer or anybody in charge or any of your friend that is dwelling or staying in that state. Then the person helps you submit, so that you don't, because of submission, wait for 4 or 5 days. So you do, yes, those in Lagos you don't need to travel, those in Abuja you don't need to travel, those in Port Harcourt you don't need to travel, those in which other state, there's some there is. So very soon they'll release the memo for practical, where you see the list of the centers and the zone they fall under and where you are meant to go and do your practical. So what are they going to teach you in CIT104 practical? It's just the use of computer, especially how to use Visual Basic version 6 to solve some problem, like to convert temperature from Celsius to Kelvin using basic programming, like how to calculate the average of some set of numbers using programming on Visual Basic 6. Now, when we get to the topic in this material, I will use the Visual Basic 6 live here. You understand? So even if you don't attend practical, you will know how to use that application. It's an application on your PC that you can, when we get there, we'll talk about it in full. So we use it practically in our class here. I will teach you all those things you are meant to go and do, because it's very funny that some of you attend the practical like this. You wasted money from your place, you travel down, you risk your life and everything, and then at the end you still pay somebody to do the assignment for you. And that was the main, well, I don't blame some of you, because some people don't have laptop that they will use to do the assignment. So that is the issue most of them have. It's not like as they've taught them like that, they don't know how to do it. But because you don't have what you will use to do it, that is a challenge. You will not understand this. So you will not enjoy the practical aspect if you don't have a laptop. So if you don't have a laptop yet and you have the financial capacity, try to get one before the time for practical start. The practical will not just start now. It may be like till September before they will talk about practical. And it may start earlier than that. It may start later than that, maybe till even October before they start practical. So it's not something that will start now. And it will run for like 3-4 weeks. We have different practical courses now. All those science departments, they have different practical, physics 191, physics 192, chemistry 191, and so on and so forth. But the one that concerns you is this one. And this is the only practical course you will do as a mass comm person, or as anybody in business admin or in any other faculty that is not science. This is the only one that concerns you. Okorocha Marian, that is an error. The practical does not cover 100%. It covers just 40. You will still write the exam, but your exam will be like 60% of the score. They will still give you 70 questions in the exam that you answer, but that is the way they will grade it. And then this course does not have TMA. Those of you that used to pay people to do TMA for you, when you want to pay for your TMA money this semester, CIT104 doesn't have TMA, so you remove it. It's not part of it. It doesn't have TMA. The practical you want to go for, the grade they will give you in your practical is what will serve as your TMA in the course. You understand? So The practical plus exam give you your final grade in the course. Let me chip this in, not an official statement, but if you have issues, you can't travel around, you can't risk your life, your work will not even give you time to go for any practical, we can handle that for you. We have that service available. You can come to my DM and negotiate and plan that ahead. So that is an opportunity I can give you guys if you don't want to travel around. That is all about the practical. So let me see if we have any question. Okay, sir, no TMA for the course. Yes, there is no TMA for the course. No TMA for the course. And the practical is not 100%. The practical is just 40%. So what you will likely get in practical, they may give you 30. So if you get 40 in your TMA, also in your exam, or you get 20 something in your exam, if you add it to the 30 they gave you in the practical, that is 50 something. You've gotten your C in the course. Okay. Yeah, somebody is asking that what am I talking about? It's because we came late. Actually, we are talking about practical. Practical. Those of you in Lagos, you don't have issue. Your center is still in Lagos there. I think in Surulere, in Makati, and in which one? There are about 3 centers in Lagos that they do practicals. Those of you in Lagos, you are in mega city, so you have a practical center. It is people in Ibadan like this, for example, in Akure, they will have to travel down from Akure, Ondo State, and Ibadan, Oyo State, to either they go to Osogbo or they go to Lagos for their own practical. Those of you in Lagos, you are enjoying. Those of you in Abuja, you are enjoying. You don't need to travel to anywhere. Practical is being done right there in your state. So that is all on practical. Let's leave that and go to the course. So why is this course not general? Why is it that everybody have to do it when it's this stressful? Why don't they remove my own department from it? What is this course all about? What am I going to gain? What is the advantage? Why must I risk my life and travel? All those questions you want to ask. These people are stressing us. It's too much. It's too much. Okay, before we dive into the material, I think I have a question. Yes, sir. Is it that we have to take a laptop to the center for the practical? The centers have their own laptops. Those laptops they are using for exam, they have laptops there, they have system there. But those of you in Lagos, let me advise you, the population in Lagos to be too much. The laptop will not even reach anything. So that's why they advise come with your laptop, so that if you don't see laptop to use during the section, you will use your own laptop. And then a word of advice to those of you that are going to a place that used to be overcrowded or with large population like Lagos. Please and please be wise and take your health serious. Don't go and suffocate yourself. You understand? Because the population used to be too much. In fact, in Lagos, they used to scatter everything. In Lagos, they turn into fights, they turn into riots. So different things. We have recorded several things in Lagos Study Center during practicals. So be wise and don't lose guard. Don't lose guard. Yes, Ikorodu also is a practical center. Most of your centers in Lagos, they do practical. Yes, people in Abeokuta will have to go to Lagos or Osogbo. They will have to go to Lagos or Osogbo. So, sir, can the practical be done through phone? You cannot use Visual Basic 6 on phone. It's not an application that works on phone. It's not like Microsoft Word that you have the phone version. No, it's only on PC that it works. It's only on PC. It's a programming something. You see when we get there, you learn a bit of programming. You learn how to do small programming. All these things that we are doing, that we are telling you, visit our site to do this thing. You have a small understanding. It's one small version of it. You will know how to do some of those things when we get to the core of this course. And I will make sure I show you very well when we get there. So guys, what is this course all about? We have some units in this course divided into modules. In module 1, we'll talk about understanding the computer. Some of you have seen computer, you use some to write your exam, you've interacted with computers on daily basis. On some of you are even working on daily basis on the computer in your place of work. Do you really understand the computer? Do you know what this man is feeling, the way you are using it, the way you are operating it? How is it feeling? Excuse me. What is it thinking about you? We will learn understanding computer in module 1. And to help us understand computer, we will treat it under 3 units: the basic concept of the computer, a historical overview of the computer, and then the classification of computers. Now, this module 1 will not be hard for you if you have done GS103 and you read the material very well. This module 1 here, without even reading it, if you know GS103, then you know module 1 already. It's just a repetition. Even computer hardware, you've done most of these things in GS103, which is computer fundamentals. This one is introduction to computer. That one is computer fundamentals. So module 2 will take us to hardware. When we talk about the hardware of the computer, we're talking about the physical part of the computer that you can touch, you can feel, you can interact with, you can see, you can observe, like the monitor, which is serving as your screen, the CPU that you can touch, your mouse that you're holding, the printer, the joystick, the light pen, the scanner, all those physical parts of the computer that we can touch and feel. We will learn about them under computer hardware in module 2. So that module will also teach us computer hardware in 3 categories. First, computer component, hardware component. The second one, hardware component part 2, we'll talk about the peripheral devices. Then the auxiliary equipment that are also needed in the computer space, like the AC and other things. Then we'll move to module 3. In module 3, we will not talk about the other version of things we can see in the computer, the software. Computer is basically made up of hardware and software. The hardware, the ones you are interacting with, you can see. The software, the engine, not really the engine, the program that is going on inside, that is bringing results for you outside that you are seeing. So computer software, we learn that in 2 categories under module 3. In unit 1 and 2, we learn computer software, part 1 and part 2. Then we move to module 4, which is programming the computer. Don't mind me, I promise you guys that the first class in each course, we'll make sure we scan the course material. And the way we will be doing that is going to the table of content. You've learned how to read in GS101. The first step in reading should be you scan the material, then you skim it, and then you start the fast reading during skimming. After that, you go to the study reading type, which is the slow one when you are preparing for exam. That is why you are doing all these things we are doing. So in module 4, we will learn about programming the computer. Now you will know that the computer only works based on programming. What you are programming to do is what it will do. So how do I program the computer? You will learn that in module 4. That is how we'll start coming into the concept of using VB version 6, that is Visual Basic version 6. We learn about the computer languages. Then you know that computers have language. Just like you human beings, we have Yoruba people interacting with the Yoruba people, the Hausa using Hausa, the Igbo using Igbo, the British, the Americans, and the rest of them. Every one of us, we interact as humans. Computers also talk to each other. But what are the languages the computer use? We will learn them. Then in unit 2, we'll talk about the basic principles of computer programming. Basic principles of computer programming. And of course, in unit 3, flowcharts and algorithm. You've done flowchart and algorithm in GS103. It will not be something new to you. Then in module 5, we'll talk about computer application programming using Visual Basic 6. This is the module they will teach you in practical. When you go to practical section, this is the module they are most concerned about. This module 5, computer application programming using Visual Basic. So you use Visual Basic, the version 6 is what the school usually use for practical. So in that Visual Basic, here in our own class too, we will learn programming in Visual Basic. I will show you the environment of that application. You see how it looks like, what it can do, and how to use them. The tools that are available there, you will see them. Then in Unit 2, we'll talk about Visual Basic Project Window. That is just observing the different places we have on that application. Just like when you open your YouTube now, you can see your menu, you can see your follower, your subscribers, you can see this, you can see that, your last thing, your history, the things you've watched. So we'll be observing everything that we can see on Visual Basic application. In Unit 3, we also talk about creating menu applications, and Unit 4 will analyze Visual Basic data. So be ready to create your first application as to create when we get there. You people should start thinking of it ahead of time now. What you do as your project, especially in this my class, the school will give you their own when you go for practical. Okay, Victor is saying, sir, what about in a situation whereby work doesn't permit me to? I've mentioned that already. Don't let me go back to it. Any one of you that know that your work is such a one that if you miss work one day, the next day you come back, you see a letter on your table. They will say, thank you very much. We thank you for your work with us for all this, right? But thank you and no thank you. Bye bye. Please don't risk your work because of any practical. Just start me up. That is the way we handle that. We can handle the practical for you and you focus on your work. So there is an option like that. Just start me up. I will not disclose everything here, but start me up to know more about that one. So, okay, somebody is asking me if it's just like VS Code. Well, it's just this one is just a Microsoft application. I know Visual Studio. Yes. You see, the studio, that is different. They are not the same. In fact, they are not the same. They don't even look alike at all. When we get there, I will show you the application. You will see that it's very different. You know that this is the one you are talking about. You understand? Oh, sorry. I'm not. I thought you were on Zoom. I'm trying to share a screen and show you the Visual Basic. Visual Studio Code is far different. They are not the same thing. So in Module 6, areas of application of computers. Where do they use computer? Well, we'll be talking about that in Module 1. They use it in education. In Module 2, they use it in business and industry. In Unit 3, they use it in government, in science, in engineering, in transport, communication, in recreation, and in the military. Just think of anywhere now. Any parastatal you can think of now, they use computer. So in Module 7, which is the last module, we'll talk about computer virus, which you have also done in GST103. In fact, you've gone to GST103, you will not have issue in this course. The only part that may give you concern is under Visual Basic, using that application to create menu application or convert anything. But we'll treat that very well. So, guys, that takes us to why we gather here tonight. Module 1, Unit 1. Mind you, we will not exceed 10 p.m. because we need to start Mark 116 by 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. And if you are not in this live class and you are not a member, sorry, I will lock it after the class. Only members will be able to revisit it to watch it. So, understanding the computer. And I don't know why I want to gift some people membership and the membership is going to other people. Let me try it one last time. Grace, be praying though. Amen. Be praying for your head though. I pray you are lucky this time around. This is the last time I will send it, and I pray it goes to the right people by the grace of God. Oh my goodness. Who are those getting it? Victor. Hey, God. The thing is, all these people that they are even giving self, I don't even know them. You guys should bring my money for me. Come to my DM and give me my money. So we use it to buy for other people. It's just 3,000. Imagine the people I want to give. They are not giving them. This is annoying. All right, let's go to Module 1, Unit 1 and get started. So we will talk about basic concept of the computer tonight. That is Unit 1. basic concept of the computer, where we'll be talking about definitions, method of data processing, characteristics of the computer system. We've done all this in just 103, if you can recall. Okay, so introduction. The computer is fast becoming the universal machine of the 21st century. You've seen this in GS 103 too. That's why I'm saying this course and GS 103, you will likely not see much difference except when we get to Visual Basic. Even that Visual Basic, they treated it in GS 103, but not as deep as it's done here. So let's take an icebreaker. Let's use this to cool down our brain. Those of you that did not get my membership, sorry, don't be annoyed. We will share it again next month. But if those of them that got lucky, if they send the money to me, I will use it to buy for the rest of you too. We don't know those that will be lucky. I'm just tired of giving the wrong people. We've given 10 people now mistakenly. Yes, thank you, Marianne. So that is an icebreaker, guys. Let's attempt that question and see if you guys are still here with me. The computer is fast becoming the universal machine of dash. So let's attempt that icebreaker while we continue the introduction. Early computers were large in size. We'll talk about that in just 103. Sorry, I'll be making references to just 103 a lot in this course because we've done some of them. So the computer is fast becoming the universal machine of the 21st century. What they are talking about is that everybody now have a computer. Everybody now have an idea of how to use a computer. It is not a universal machine. You go to Europe, you use a computer. You come to Nigeria, you use a computer. You go to America, you use a computer. It is universal in this our age. We are in the 21st century. But it's not like that in the early time, because the early time it was very large. Only the memory that the computer was using in the olden days, the first generation then, it was a drum. Big drum. Big drum like this. That was the memory the computer was using then. Now you see. So when memory alone is a drum, how is the CPU and the monitor, how is it going to be like then? It's not something that is mobile. It's not something you can carry about then. It's very large in size. And they're also too expensive then. Only organizations can buy them, not individual. It's not like this one that you go to market with 100,000, you come back with laptop. No, it wasn't like that before. So they were confined to laboratories in those days. They were confined to laboratories in those. So the basic applications were confined to undertaking complex calculations in science and engineering. The main reason, complex calculations in science and engineering. That was their only job then. The first computers that were made then, the ones that are very large in size, the ones that don't have any other work, that cannot be moved from one place to another. Their only work was calculations in science and engineering, complex one, the one that human brain will find difficult to, do, to calculate. Also, let's see. That is another icebreaker for you guys. So we're talking about this guy, the computer in the olden days. So computers and indeed computing have become embedded in every item we use. This one is not something you need to cram or something somebody needs to explain to you. Your phone is a computer now. Your TV is a computer now. So it has been embedded. It's like they've incorporated it into almost everything we use now. You even have wristwatch now that are computerized. We call them smartwatch or watches. You have cars now that are computerized. So what else is the computer not doing? So they've embedded it in almost everything we use. So computing is fast becoming ubiquitous. We've done this in this thing too. And I remember then in GS 103, I asked you guys to check for the meaning of being ubiquitous. and I just hope you guys to remember what that means. So let's take an icebreaker. What is the meaning of the word? Copy it and paste it for you guys. What is the meaning? I know those of you that were very active in GST 103, you won't need to go and check dictionary again. You will remember. So what's the meaning of that word? Let's check for the meaning and see uh, where it's leading us, so that we'll now understand why computer is becoming that. So transcends science, engineering. What they are now trying to say is that computer is not the earlier computer were only meant to solve complex calculation in science and engineering. But the computers we have now, they are embedded in everything we are using. So they are now used for communication, engineering, space science, aviation, financial institution, social sciences, humanities, the military, transportation, manufacturing, anything you can think about now, computer is useful. Any field you can, even in agriculture, computer is useful. In any field you can think about now, it is useful. So computer is no longer confined to what we call a machine that is meant for solving science problems. Dora said, okay, our class captain, it's only my class captains that are answering. Though. Stake says it's universal. Omoyasuno says it's everywhere. Then Dora, where is your husband? Answer that question. I've asked last night, no response, because both of you were not even available then. So you are available now. Big Joe, I think. Where is he? It's been long we've seen him here. Present, appearing, or found everywhere. Okay, that's correct. Thank you, guys. So let's leave all of that introduction and move to an important part of our class tonight. So, guys, what are they expecting you to know after this class tonight? So once we are done with the units, come back and check if we have truly succeeded in getting what they want us to get. So at the end of this unit, you should be able to define the computer. Number one, the definition of the computer. Number two, you should be able to explain data processing. It's very important. Number three, you'll be able to explain data and information. See all these ones. I know you know it already because just 103 taught you all this. You'll be able to identify methods of data processing and then mention the characteristics of a computer. I bet it that you know all this already in just 103. So we'll not waste time. What is a computer? A computer is basically defined as a tool or machine used for data processing or used for processing data to give required information. A tool or machine used for data processing to give required information. You need a result. You have a result in mind you are expecting. So you give it the raw data that can be processed to get that result. The result, which is now in form of information. That required result will now come in form of information. So that is what a computer is. I will take it over and over again. A computer is basically defined as a tool or machine used for processing data to give required information. A computer is basically defined as a tool or machine used for processing data to give required information. So this is another icebreaker. Everybody online, I want you to type the meaning of a computer in full according to your course material. According to the course material of a computer in full. Now let's look at that definition closely and bring out some things. What we are trying to say is that a computer is a tool or a machine that can take something in, like food, like where you human take food. You can use a human being for an example. The human will eat through the mouth. Mouth serves as an input device. The thing you are eating is data. When you eat the data, it passes through some system, and when you get to your tummy or your stomach, there is a kind of processing. Then the stomach will send the one that are needed for your nutrient, for your energy, for your skin glowing and everything, send it to the small intestine, and that one is there, safe there for your nourishment. Then the ones that are excesses or unwanted, it takes it to the large intestine, which will later come out as stool or urine from your body, from the organs that you use to pass those things out of your body. So when your skin starts glowing, when you have energy after you've eaten, that is the result of the food you've eaten. That is the information it gives on people that this person is eating well. You become fat. If food make people fat, actually, your skin will glow if you are eating well, balanced diet. And then when your toilet is full and you have to call people that will come and pack your sock away, now we have a result too. We know that you have been eating and you have been polluting the environment with your shit. So those are two results we have: the negative side and the positive side. The same thing with the computer. It takes in data, that thing you want to work on. It takes it in as data through the input devices or input unit to say. It will store it in its own stomach too, in things like diskette, hard disk, or other storage medium we have. And after storing it, it processes that thing. The reason why it has to store it is so that it knows what it's working on. So when you send it, the data goes into input device, gets stored, processed, and then, okay, yes, I said Big Eva. I think I said Big Joe the other time. I'm even forgetting his name. What did Dora say about Big Eva? I mean, Dora did not answer. What did Dora say about him? I've not seen Dora's response yet. Dora did not answer. You guys, I hope you guys are not having. You've not. You guys should not tell us that you've broken up. Oh. I don't want to hear that story. Oh. We don't join you guys together. Forever is the deal. So, let me just tell you a secret now. CIT1. So, what is the meaning of CPU? Let's take that and see. Another icebreaker. And so, this guy takes in data through input device, store it in the storage device like the hard disk or diskette, process it in the CPU, and give out the result in the VDU. That is the visual display unit. That is where your television, that is where they fall under, where you can see the result of what you have sent in and that has been processed. So there is a flow chart we use to get that from input down to processing, then the result as output. The one that enters as input is the data, and then the one that comes out is the information. In other words, data is the raw fact that you give to your computer that needs to be processed. After it is being processed, it becomes information. So what I get on my monitor, on the screen of your computer, as a result of what has been processed is called information. So that is a schematic diagram to help us understand. Now let's talk about these guys individually. We've talked about a computer now as a tool or machine that process data and give required information. We have two things there: data, information. So let's look at each of them one by one. What do they mean? What's the meaning of data? What is the meaning of information? I actually don't like this art of it. Seriously. That is why I want you guys to pay for membership so that we will not be having art anymore in our classes. I want you guys to be focused. I know the art is really discouraging many people, and those of you that pay for membership, you deserve to enjoy your membership. I think anybody that don't know how to do membership from tomorrow, please go and learn it. Go and look for whoever will help you. Go and get Android phone or so. From tomorrow, I will not do free class again. I want this issue of this thing to stop. This art, I want it to stop so that you people can focus. Please, let me just pause this one for now and then stop the art. Okay, so let's talk about data and information, guys. Since data is the food that the computer eats and information is the result it gives out. So what is the definition? The term data refers to facts about a person, object, or place. Example is the name of a person. Your name now is the data to the computer. Let me give you an example. For instance, if I should give the computer your name, your age, your sex, your complexion, your height, you understand? And then the computer uses, I just send it into the computer. For instance, let's use AI for example. Let me use AI for example. So you said, please ChatGPT, help me write a very comprehensive composition about this person. The person's name is this. The person's phone number is this. The person's height is this. The person's skin color is this. The person's height is this. The person's weight is this. The person's whatever is this. All those things you are mentioning about the person is data to the machine, to the computer. So when you save it and you click on send, AI does the processing. It processes that information to be able to come out with perfect composition about the person. So the composition is sent to you as result is information. The things you give to it is data. For instance, you want to generate an image and you give a generic or gen AI. You understand? You send a prompt to it, generate an image of a cow driving a car towards a large building in Texas City. That is data. What you just said now it doesn't make any meaning. It's just like data. So the AI will get that data as you send it to it. It start processing it, and when it process it, it creates that image from the data you fed it with. So the image the computer releases to you when AI is done processing is information. Because when you now show somebody that image, it will make meaning to the person than when you were saying a car, maybe a cow or a dog wearing a large hat driving a car towards a large building in Texas City. Somebody will just be thinking about what is this one saying. But when you show somebody the image, which will pass an information to the person that wow, this is creative. Wow, so a car is driving now. That's information. So data may not really make sense. Is a raw fact about anybody, any place, any object. That is data. While information is the processed data. Information is the processed data. So when I have print, the result display is information. It's very simple, you guys. You don't need to cram. This is not. There are some things you don't even need to cram. Like I like telling you guys that there are some things you don't need to cram. So I want to give us an icebreaker to help us see if we have uh, understood data. To do that. Yes, let's answer that. Let's answer the icebreaker. It said the following are examples of dash. Oh, sorry. What did I copy? Sorry. That is wrong. That is not what I was meant to. Okay, let's take it again. You should not answer that one. It's wrong. Don't worry. So let's check it out. That is a real question. So when you see that in exam, what are they asking you? What are they asking you? When you see uh, name, age, complex, what are you talking about? That is now referred to as processed data or a meaningful statement. For example, the net pay of workers, examination result of students. What you got in GS101, what you got in GS103, what you got in 105, Mark 111, Mark 113, they are all data. They are all data. When the computer, like what they are doing now in ICT, they are doing compilation of results. So when they compile all of them together and your TMA adding it together and everything, and they come up with a statement of result where you see CGPA 4.7, that is information. The result is information. The raw things they join, add together, divide, multiply is data. So you can see example of information here. You guys should not mind me. We are very slow tonight. We are taking it slowly because we don't have anywhere we are rushing to. We have done the needful already this semester. We started early, so we have time to finish all our materials and then even do revision far. Okay, it's like I'm having issue with my network. My network is on very bad side. Okay, it's back now. Thank God. So that's another icebreaker. You guys should try to attempt it. That is another icebreaker. So thank God we have done data and information. The next thing now is methods of data processing. Since we feed the computer with data as food, how does the computer process this data? This data we're talking about, how are they processed? What kind of method? You've done this in GS103, guys. We are just doing revision. To me, the way I'm looking at it, this is just revision. That was the first topic too in GS103. So the following are the three major ways of processing data. If you okay, before I open them, let's take an icebreaker and try to see if we still remember them. List let's okay, this is a classwork. List the three methods of data processing we have. List the three methods of data processing we have according to what we've done before in GS103. So I'll wait for you guys to list them before we continue. So that's an icebreaker. I want everybody to attempt it. It's a form of icebreaker now for everybody. Yes, yes, yes. Let us attempt the question. Let's attempt the question. Yes, I am waiting for you guys. Patiently waiting for you guys. Yes, okay. Oh, look at brilliant student. Oh my god. This course will fear you guys. The course will fear you guys with this thing I'm saying. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's amazing. That is amazing. I love this. I love this. I love this. Manual method, mechanical method, and computer. In fact, I feel like we should not even read it again. We should not waste our time. So we have the manual method, the mechanical method, and the computer method. And of course, you already understand. Do you guys notice something in this course material? Don't you see like a copy and paste? Is it not looking like the exact thing in just 103? Especially this manual method. They say the method of data processing which involves the use of chalk, wall, pen, pencil, and the like, exactly as it was written in GS 103 then in the previous semester. So let's just quickly summarize on this one. Oh no, we are reading. This is our first reading, so we need to read everything in the material. It's our first reading. This is not yet preparing for exam. So let's read through the place. It said the manual method of data processing involves the use of chalk, wall, pen, pencil, and the like. These devices, machines, or tools facilitate human effort in recording, classifying, manipulating, sorting, and presenting data or information. So you guys can see the use of the manual method. The use of the manual method. So they are used for, they facilitate, that means they help human effort in recording, in classifying, in manipulating, in sorting, and in presenting data. This guy is slow. Why? Okay, I think that is network. Okay, so I have another icebreaker for us. I have another icebreaker for us to answer there. So let's continue our reading. Thus, the manual method is cumbersome, it is tiresome, it is boring, it is frustrating, and time consuming. And time consuming. This one, they don't need to tell us. That manual method is a boring method, is a slow method, you know that one. And it's frustrating. When you make an error now, you need to tear the paper and start again. That is frustration of the highest order. So it's not an sorry, yes, it wasn't an easy method then. It wasn't an easy method. I hope Dora, I hope you've answered me on Big Ever's issue response. When there are errors, then the reliability, accuracy, neatness, tidiness, and validity of the data would be in doubt. So the manual method does not allow for the processing of large volumes of data on a regular and timely basis. So then the mechanical method, that one involves using machines, but not computers, but using machines to facilitate effort. So the mechanical method of data processing involves the use of machines such as the typewriter, the radio machine, adding machines, and the rest of them. That is the mechanical method. Now, this part is not a hard part, it's a sweet part for you because you've seen something like that before. It's not something new. Oh, my network is just going up and down, dwindling. Okay, let's have another icebreaker here. Let us have another icebreaker here. So the mechanical operations are basically routine in nature. They are routine in nature. There is virtually no creative thinking. Mechanical operations are noisy, they are hazardous, error prone, and untidy. It is that mechanical method that is noisy, it's hazardous, and it has error. There is tendency of error. Then we have the computer method, which is the method that involves carrying out data processing through the following features. This one is, in fact, this is a copy and paste material from GST103. Why don't they just conclude and turn it to one course? Because this is just GS103 repeated. So data can be steadily and continuously processed. We are talking about using the computer method now. In the computer method, we have that data can be steadily and continuously processed, number one. Another thing is that the operations are practically not noisy, like in the mechanical time when everything was noisy. Typewriter, noise. There is a store where data and instructions can be stored temporarily and permanently. And also errors can be easily and neatly corrected. You are typing now, you made an error, you just backspace, everything clears, and you type the correct one. So sweet. Not that you clear now and then you have to use marker or stipend or anything to now design the book or design. No. So correcting errors on the computer, very easy. Output reports are usually very neat, decent, and can be produced in various forms, such as adding graphs, diagrams, pictures, and the rest of them. Benefit of using the computer. So accuracy and reliability are highly enhanced when you are using the computer. These are not things you should cram. They are things you just know naturally by understanding that when they were using the manual method, it was slow, it was tiring, it was cumbersome. When they were using the mechanical method, noise, it is full of hazard. Machine can wound human, you understand, can develop fault, and then it's not even neat. The work is not neat. That is another one. But now that we now have a machine that we call a computer, which can process data neatly, do the work neatly, you don't even have any headache, you work as if you are not working and enjoying everything. Everything is going smoothly. Then you are going to have accuracy, the output will be neat, you know, there will be no noise, and so on and so forth. It's going to be reliable. Just think of anything you can when you are working with computer. So below are further attributes of the computer which can make an indispensable tool for humans. What are the characters that we have in computer? Working with computer, what do you gain? What is the difference between using a computer and using a typewriter? That is using a computer method or a mechanical method. Well, we have the following. And I think when we're doing it in GS103, if you guys still remember, we use I think, is it mnemonym now to hold it? I think we use SAS, that is SASARF. SASARF. The first S is speed. The first A is accuracy. The second S is storage. And the second A is automatic. Then R is reliability, while F is flexibility. So let's do something there. Let's still use that mnemonym again here to help us still grab it. So we say SASARF. So you try to get it by saying the first one, speed, followed by accuracy, followed by what is that? I said speed. The speed, okay, speed. Then okay, speed. Then we have accuracy. Then storage. Yes, the next one should be storage. The next one is storage. That is the second S, storage. You should write in your own too. The second S is storage. I'm writing my own now. Then the other A is automatic. It can work automatically. You can set job in motion for it and it will just be working. It will be doing the thing, not to concern you and it anymore. And then I have the R is reliable. It is reliable, reliability. And the F, which is the last one, flexibility. Type your own. I'm typing my own. Flexibility. Okay, so that is the characters, or those are the characters of a computer using SASARF. That is SASARF. All right, so we know what each of those mean. Okay, let's quickly read them since we are just reading. This is reading, so we need to read through them. We can't jump anything. So when we talk about speed, we say that the computer can manipulate large data at incredible speed and response time can be very fast. Now, accuracy, its accuracy is very high and its consistency can be relied upon. Errors committed in computing are mostly due to human rather than the technological weakness. So there are inbuilt error detecting schemes in the computer. Then storage, it has both internal and external storage facilities for holding data and instructions. So this capacity varies from one machine to the other. Memories are built up in kilo, that is modus, where the K is 1024 memory locations. Then we have automatic. Once a program is in the computer's memory, it can run automatically each time it is opened. So the individual has little or no instruction to give again. Then reliability. Being a machine, a computer does not suffer human traits of tiredness and lack of concentration. You know, you now, the way we are in class now, If your younger brother just entered parlor and turn on Netflix, and they just start yomi you, your mind will leave the class for like 5 minutes. You would have watched where yomi you is hugging younger you, and when they want to fall and they're holding themselves so that the girl will not fall. Before your mind will come back, I'm in class. There is nothing like that with the computer. The computer doesn't get tired, doesn't lack lose concentration because something else is happening or they are shouting outside the house. You say, because you have amebo, let me go and check what is there. Oh, you lose concentration from the class you are attending. It will perform the last job with the same speed and accuracy as it does the first job every time, even if you do it 10 million times. You understand? It's not like you now say, my computer is tired. Is maybe you want it to do like 500 pages of a book now, and then you now feel like it's you that will get tired. It's not the computer. The computer is always there. It's because it's a machine. So the accuracy is there. Anything you want it to do, it does repeat the process as many times as you want it to do. So there's no big uh deal there. So it is reliable. Human Humans might not be reliable because we get tired, we get frustrated, we get distracted. And so flexibility, it can perform many type of tasks once it can be reduced to logical steps. What this means is that computer follow algorithm. Algorithm is step by step logic of solving a problem. So if you have any problem at all that you can think of in this world now, once you are able to write that you can break that problem down into step by step logic. Like, first of all, remove this thing. Secondly, put this one. Thirdly, expand this one. Once you can give that problem that kind of a definition, the computer will solve it. So modern computers can be used to perform a variety of functions like online processing, multi-programming, and real-time processing. And that will move us to the computing system. The computing system. We've done this in just 103. The computing system is everything around the computer that makes up the operation or the operating of a computer. So the computing system is not something huge. It's not something that is coming from Mars that you don't know or that will give you a headache. I don't know if what's the time? No, 10:07. Sorry, that is where we'll stop. Let's quickly take a short recap and end it here. We have even exceeded our time. So today, guys, we've talked about the concept of a computer. First of all, we'll talk about what is a computer. So let me ask you guys as an icebreaker, as a form of take sorry a form of revision, or sorry, summary, a form of summary. What is a computer? Let's quickly answer that in the chat box because that was the first thing we talked about. After that, we look at a chart that talk about data going in, getting processed, and then coming out as information. Then we talked about the meaning of data and the meaning of information. After that, we talk about the data processing method, where we talk about the manual, the mechanical, and the computer method. We talked about each of them one by one. The manual, use of chalk, pen, pencil. The mechanical, use of typewriter, radio machine, addition machine. The computer method, using the computer to solve problem. Another that will look at the features of using computers to solve problem. Accuracy is there, it's not noisy like mechanical method. We'll talk about all that, and it is reliable. And so then we move to the characters of a computer. The characters of a computer, we are use a mnemonym to hold that. When we said we have SASARF, that is SASARF, and we say the first S is what? Speed. The first A is accuracy. The second S is storage. The second A is automatic. The R is reliability, and the F is flexibility. Then we end the class here. That's all we've done tonight. And don't forget, we said this course is a practical course. It has practical, which is about 40%. Your exam is about 60%. So, as a form of, okay, now I have an assignment for you guys. Let me quickly drop that assignment here. So the class captain You guys should take note of this assignment and try to uh, get your people to do it. So I'm giving this assignment to Dora. Dora, you are in charge of this assignment. So I have just three assignments. I have just three questions rather. So question three. Uh, mm, so Dora, please take note of that. Copy it to your group. Everybody must submit because this is also a general course. Whoever fails to submit, just tell me. I will remove them from the group. Like I told you guys from the beginning, the group is a serious place. This one it should be they should submit this one to you latest on Sunday, so they can start submitting from this night, from tomorrow. But you should make sure the submission ends on Sunday. Then whoever is submitting, name and what do I need? I don't need the matric number. Just name and let them put their program. This is my name. I'm from Mascom and I'm from this study center. Then this is my homework. The name, the program, and the study center. That is all they need, and then their answers. So we know those that really answered the question. And please let them add their phone numbers. It's very important. Even if they not add any other thing, write your name and your phone number, then your own work. That phone number will help us to track those that have done it. So thank you guys for attending tonight's class. This is the first class in CIT104. We have more of it by God's grace. And now I will also start Mark 116. Immediately after this, I'm starting Mark 116. So you guys can join. Those of you, okay. Oh, okay, let me ask you a question. The Mark 116, should we move it to weekend? Are you guys tired? Do you need time to rest now? We don't need to rush ourselves actually. We still have time. Yes, what's the issue at our class captain? What's the question you have? Or probably you ask it in the group. Mark 116 candidates, those that are doing mass com. I want to ask a question. Should we continue now with the mark? Should I start the class, or you guys will allow us to move it over the weekend? We still have space in the weekend. We still have space in the weekend. We can fix it in there because I don't want to stretch you guys too much. The semester is just starting. Mark 116 candidates. I want you guys to decide before we end this class, so I will know what we will do. We have Mark 116 tonight. That one too is a sweet course. You don't even need to crack your brain because you've done the part one, Mark 115. That is African something. So this is just the continuation of what you've done in Mark 11, wherever, where they talk about African communication system. This is the part two. Yes, I want to know. Let's vote. Okay. Okay, this is what we'll do. Go to the group and vote. Let me see the result of the votes, and then we'll know what we'll do from there. Good night, and have a wonderful night.